know yet if he's going to be a sensation, but a lot of people think so. Kurt Warner, and obviously the Seattle folks are happy to have him.
Well, Tony, a great deal of Chuck Knox's past success can be attributed to his style of offense, a ball control offense. Now, Kurt Warner is going to be the key to Seattle's offense and their success here. Now, they're hoping that he'll have the same type of impact that Marcus Allen had on the Raiders last year. He's fast, he's durable, and he's a good receiver. So they're expecting awful big things from their #1 draft choice, Kurt Warner.
Well, he sure looked great at training camp in Cheney. And a big change, too, Gene, a defense. They've gone to the 3-4 defense, an adjustment that was sorely needed in Seattle.
Well, the 3-4 itself is going to help against the run. What it does, you have 4 linebackers, 3 down linemen, and it gives the linebackers better pursuit angles against the run.
Okay, John Elway, of course, another big number 7 will be out there tonight. That's something that'll test that defense, certainly in the second half when Elway is in there.
Another great Stanford quarterback. I bet you didn't know I was a Stanford quarterback, did you?
Didn't know that. We'll find out more about it later.
Well, he's a tremendous athlete. He's under a lot of pressure being a #1 draft pick and not going to Baltimore. But he can handle it. He's been described as a Joe Namath with good knees or a Terry Bradshaw with the benefit of a Stanford education.
Okay, as I mentioned, Gene and I will be back in a few minutes with the 50,000 fans and 160 football players to answer some of those preseason questions. We'll be right back after this.
Everybody is just so excited about the prospects of the Seahawks this year. I've been at training camp. The attitude there is unbelievably high. It's tremendous, and I think good things lie ahead for the Seahawks this season.
Team captains out on the field now, shaking hands, getting ready for the toss of the coin that'll determine who will take this opening kickoff in the preseason. There you see Steve Largent on your left, number 80. The team captains with their backs to the camera. Rob Lytle, 41, Brian, 64, and number 79, Chavis. Let's see what happens with that toss of the coin here. By the way, Gene, I want to mention we see the 2 officials out there tonight. They are in kind of a preseason trial tonight, too.
Johnson has a strong leg, and they emphasize getting down and getting good coverage.
Back, here comes the kickoff that'll open this 1980 preseason. It is deep, back down in the end zone, fielded there, fair caught in the end zone by Bobby Lewis for the Broncos in their own 20-yard line. The quarterback, DeBerg, takes a snap, looking to throw right away. Throws out to the side. It is complete to Sammy Winder.
This play was really designed. DeBerg drop back, look downfield. He's got a guard out in front of Sammy Winder. He's coming out. You're going to see a good tackle here by number 42, Keith Simpson. Look at this. That's a shot.
Here we go. It is 3rd down for the Broncos and about 3. DeBerg calling signals, takes the snap, gives again to Winder, tries to go left, gets away from one tackle, but Kenny easily stops him at the 31-yard line. I believe he got enough for the first down, though. He is back at about his 19-yard line. 3 men back deep for the Seattle Seahawks. There's a whistle. The kick is up. It is going to bounce at about the 29-yard line and take a Denver roll down to the 15, where it is down by the Broncos. I don't believe it was hit or touched by a Seattle player, so it'll be their football at the 14. No score in the football game. The Seahawks take over in their own 15-yard line. Jim Zorn starting at quarterback. They'll run out of the I formation. Sherman Smith and Dan Dornick will get an early look in this football game. Theodis Brown with a carry, goes up to about the 16-yard line, a gain of just a couple of yards for the Seahawks. 3rd and 6 from the 20-yard line. Jim Zorn in the shotgun. First time we've seen that. Back to throw, over the middle. The ball is tipped, and it is intercepted at the 38-yard line. So DeBerg working from the 48 of the Seahawks. He is sacked. He's nailed in the backfield. Looks like Tuiasa Sopo broke his way in there.
Michael Jackson.
They work out of the shotgun. DeBerg at his own 34-yard line. Back to throw again. More time. Pumps, fakes. He'll run with the football. He's down to the 30 and falls down at the 30-yard line rather wisely. Michael Jackson could have made quite a hit on him, but DeBerg decided, wait a minute, let me just fall down here and let's leave it alone.
And the Broncos.
Steve DeBerg on the hold. Rich Carlos, number 3, will try to kick it, and he is at about his 30, or rather the Seahawk 37-yard line. The ball is down to kick up. It is looked like it was going to be way short, but son of a gun, that thing went through. It is good. And Denver has taken a 3-0 lead at 7:50 left in the first quarter of play. And back deep for the Seattle Seahawks. Dufek and McAllister. And it'll go to McAllister. He will get to the 23-yard line. There's a flag thrown immediately on the play.
Well, I'll let you get back to the action. I'll talk about that later.
Okay, Zorn back to throw on second down, and he throws out left side. Johns with a catch at the 22-yard line as they work from their own 23. Third down and 1 for the Seahawks. We're 2/3 of the way through the first quarter. The give is to Dornick, number 33. Broke loose for a moment there and got up to the 28. He's got the first down. Dan Dornick was hit initially.
And they're early going.
Zorn again from the 28, back to throw. Not the kind of protection he wanted, but long enough to get it off and complete at the 37-yard line, and that's Charlie Young. Setback is Theodis Brown. Calling signals the give. I'm sorry, that was Dan Dornick, number 33, and he makes it to the 50-yard line. Dornick is pounding out the yardage. He may have the first down.
There comes Gradishar.
Pitch right side. The throw by Zorn is complete to Metzelars at the 35-yard line. Big Pete Metzelars, he's a great target. He's one of the basketball players we were talking about. And I'll tell you, a nice catch by Pete and a perfect throw. We'll see that one again.
Well, you can tell he played basketball. He picked this ball up after he dribbled it. He caught it, got hit, dribbled it, picked it up again. Jim Zorn rolling out, throws the ball in here, catches the ball, gets hit, gonna drop it. There it goes. Picked it up on the first bounce.
2nd and 5 at the 29. Johns to the right. Largent wide left. The give to Dornick up the middle. Dornick breaks loose down to about the 21-yard line. The Seahawks 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. 2:06 remaining first quarter. Denver leads by a score of 3-0. Jim Zorn in at quarterback, the veteran. His 8th season, takes the snap. The pitch out left side. And a fumble that is going to be recovered by Denver. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Kurt Warner's first carry, I believe, as a Seahawk. Sure looked like number 28 in there.
Well, let's take a look. It's a pitch out to the left. And it's Kurt Warner. I think it's one of those situations. He lost the football before he got hit. He started to cut up. That ball just slipped down on his knee and kicked out himself.
At about 7 minutes into the ball game. Steve DeBerg getting the starting assignment tonight. He is back to throw. He's got some time, throws it, and it is incomplete. Well overthrown, intended for Steve Watson. Seahawks said, that was a rather sloppy squibbler. It'll go at about the 48, 45, 43 and go out of bounds, and the Seahawks will be happy to take the football right there. Jim Zorn in at quarterback. They work from their own 42. Zorn is back to throw. He gets a rush. He gets it away. Kurt Warner grabs it at the 40, gets his way up to about the 49-yard line. So Warner gets about 5 yards short of the first down, and we see him catching the pass for the first time. The tackle by number 51, Bob Swenson.
You know, Warner is a good receiver. He caught 24 balls last year. I think he had 5 touchdowns. I've watched him out at training camp. He has, you know, what they call the soft hands. When you say someone has soft hands, that means they really don't worry about dropping the football. They just sort of take it in stride, and he's that way. And in this offense, he's going to get the football a lot in short passes.
Seahawks work from their own 48. It is 2nd and 4 now. Jim Zorn, but his back slipped on the play. Kurt Warner slipped. The handoff would have gone to Kurt. Just as Jim Zorn got to give it to him, started to give it to him, Warner lost his footing, and then Zorn lost his footing. For the Seahawks, back in the shotgun is Jim Zorn. He takes the snap. He's got some time, as you do in the shotgun. Throws the football. It is incomplete. Off the hands of Steve Largent. Back to kick. Or back deep, rather, is Zach Thomas. The Seahawk punt is a beauty by Norman. It will land in the end zone, as it quite often does. This really is their preseason scrimmage. 2nd and 6. DeBerg back to throw. He's got a man open. He's got him at the 32-yard line. Complete. That was McDaniel. But they can change those things. We know that. DeBerg back to throw on 3rd and 3. He's got plenty of time. The ball is tipped. A beautiful defensive play. I believe the tip has to be credited to Mike White, number 70. Johnson, number 27. Here is the kick. It is going spiraling again. Back to Reggie at the 18-yard line. He catches the football. No, that was John Harris. All right.
First couple of games, I think, are going to be very key for them. Center is one of those positions. Tight end is another. We can talk about it as the play goes on.
I see Blair Bush in at offensive center now with a snap. Sherman Smith is one of the people that comes to mind, and he's the guy carrying the football.
If they're going to stick with this football team.
Byron Walker in the football game sets himself wide to the right. Up the middle goes Kurt Warner, and Warner will go up over the 25 to about the 27-yard line. That's the first good gain for Kurt. In fact, that's his first gain. He fumbled the first time he carried the football.
There's Chuck Knox on the sideline. He's hoping that his prize rookie will get a few more of those tonight. But when you do something good like that after, having that fumble, it relaxes you a little bit.
It's 3rd and 2 for the Seahawks as they work from their own 25. 10:23 to go in the half. Denver leads 3-0. Jim Zorn still in at quarterback. He's got Kurt Warner in the backfield. And he's got Sherman Smith. Warner with the football, tries to go right, jumps over one tackler, and gets himself up to the 35. A pretty nice play. Hoping to get something out of him. Largent wide left. The throw will go to Steve Largent. He's wide open at the 50. He's got it and steps out of bounds at the 47. 1st and 10. We've seen that combination many times before. Jim Zorn to Steve Largent at the 48. 1st and 10. We'll see it again.
You're going to see the cornerback roll up. This is what's called a double zone. Jim Zorn saw it right away, got the ball off before the safety could come over. And as you said, we've seen this combination a lot of times before, and you're going to see it a lot more in the future.
Kurt Warner in the backfield with Sherman Smith. At the 48-yard line, the handoff goes to Kurt Warner. He looks for some room, and he finds a little bit. Gets down to the 44-yard line. A pickup of about 3 for Kurt Warner. Late in the first half, Jim Zorn with a handoff to Sherman Smith. He finds a little room. Bangs his way to the 40-yard line. The Seahawks moving on the ground. The Denver Broncos, Theodis Brown in the backfield now. Here is the pitch to Sherman Smith. Sherman finds some room. He drags a couple of tacklers close to the first down, Gene. In the first half of play with 7:06 to go. Handoff in the backfield, Kurt Warner. He gets away from one man, but a flag is down in the backfield. Warner down to the 30. There's a flag thrown out by the 40-yard line on the far side of the field.
Well, I hope that's not against the Seahawks. We'll find out. Could be a little motion. Yeah, it looks like it's against the Seahawks.
They work from the 43-yard line of the Broncos. Jim Zorn back to throw. He's got plenty of time. Now he is being pursued from behind and finally is tripped up at the 42-yard line. He was caught from behind out there.
Oh, player is down.
Walker's seen some limited action tonight. Jim Zorn in at quarterback all the way so far. Zorn gives to Kurt Warner. Warner at the 40 and pumps his way to the 37-yard line. Warner beginning. We're going to see a replay now, Gene, of that play before this one on which the injury occurred.
Well, there he is, Reggie McKenzie.
Yeah.
Look at that block. Oh.
The Seahawks are going to kick it, and Steve Trimble is back to receive the punt. Off the foot of Bruce Thompson. The kick goes down into the corner at about the 13-yard line and goes out of bounds. 4:55 remaining in the first half. Broncos lead 3-0. Back to pass to Berg. He has time. He throws. It is incomplete. Off the numbers of the intended receiver, number 43, Steve Foley.
Wade Manning, number 83. Let's take a look at this replay of Wade Manning. The ball hits him right in the bread basket. Look at this. Watch this. Right.
Oh, yeah.
He's one of the players that Coach Reeves, and he might not be around very long if he does that a few more times.
Perfectly thrown. There's no doubt about that one. 3rd and 5, 19. DeBerg back to try it again. May look to the other side. It is incomplete. Back in 72. We'll talk about that in a minute. The punt off the foot of Jay Croak, and it will be fielded. Well, no, it won't. It's going to roll out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. But this time he is throwing it off to the far sideline of the 48-yard line, and let me see what happened. A crowd of people over there. Did Harold Jackson catch that? I guess he did, didn't he?
The ball was caught, and one of the assistant coaches was out there to make sure that the official, out to number 29, Harold Jackson, the sideline. Now watch, one of the coaches. Is that Knox that's going to come out?
Sure.
I think it was. He came out, tapped his feet, did a little dance.
3rd and 16. I'm sorry, I read that one wrong. 3rd and 16. Zorn trying to get them all here, and he throws. It is complete at the 46-yard line. Seahawks have not been able to generate a whole lot of offense yet, but it's still early. Here's the kick, a nice spiraling boot off the toe of West down to about the 10. It is fielded by Thomas. He breaks away to the 23 and finds a little bit of room. At their own 30-yard line, they lead 3-0, 2:24 to go. DeBerg back to throw. He lofts it. It is over.
Intercepted.
It's intercepted. It's picked off out at about the 34-yard line by Peoples. No, that wasn't Peoples. Number 26 for the Seahawks.
Kerry Justin.
Sure, Kerry Justin, the veteran, picks it off, runs it back about 15 yards, and the Seahawks have some field position, Gene. And here's how they got it.
Kerry Justin in excellent position, times this ball, comes up, look at that, comes in, picks it off. Excellent play on the part of Kerry Justin. 1st and 10, Warner's in the backfield, along with Sherman Smith. Zorn back to throw, good protection over the middle. He's got a man open and caught at the 15. They go all the way down to the 15-yard line. That was Jackson. Jim Zorn takes the snap, gives to Kurt Warner. Warner up the middle, busts his way for about 4 to the 10-yard line. Kurt Warner picking up 4 tough ones right up the middle at that 3-4. Byron Walker wide to the right. Charlie Young's in the game, number 87, tight end right. Kurt Warner with a football. He burst through to the 4-yard line. We saw that sudden speed when he hit the 10. He shot his way to the 4. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. Zorn takes the snap. He gives to Warner. Warner goes outside. He breaks away from one man. Touchdown, Seattle. Kurt Warner was hit at the 4-yard line by Tom Jackson, or Lewis Wright, and got away from him. Now, number 66, the guard, is coming out. This is the mark of a good player. Louis Wright, one of the best defensive backs in the league, comes up right here. Look, hits him. Warner just sheds him off, goes in for 6 points. That is a sign of a great running back.
If that doesn't help his confidence, Gene, nothing will. All right, so it's 6-3 Seahawks. They'll go for the extra point. Jim Zorn on the hold. Norm Johnson will try for the extra point for Seattle. There you see the end zone shot. You'll judge for yourself. It's down. The kick is up. It is perfect, and the Seahawks have a 7-3 lead in this football game. 41 seconds to go in the first half of play. Set for the kickoff. The Denver sideline. There is John Elway, number 7, the rookie out of Stanford. Didn't play first half, will play in the second half. Here is the barefooted kickoff, end over end. It will land in the end zone 2 yards deep. It's fielded by Steve Wilson. He's coming out fast. He's in a hurry, and he is on his way. That wasn't Steve Wilson. That was Zach Thomas, I believe.
Keith Butler on the inside linebacking spot.
Wade Manning wide right. Caught a pass earlier and bounced one off his numbers earlier. Oh, what a beautiful catch out there by number 82 for the Denver Broncos, set up on the left side. Rich Carlos kicked one earlier, 37. Here's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is up. It looks like it's going to make it. It is no good. Off to the left. So the field goal attempt is no good.
I have a good trivia question for you. I want you to think about as the second half goes on. I'll tell you in a little bit.
Okay, here's the kickoff as we get set for the second half of play. Seattle in the lead, and they're going to have the football for at least a little while. Kickoff fielded down at the 5-yard line. Craig takes the snap and hands off immediately. Again to number 34. Same man, Lewis Wright, on the tackle. Hughes is in the backfield. The quarterback is David Craig. As we get set for another play from scrimmage, Hughes on the carry. Near the end of the first half, we'll take it off the foot of Bruce Thompson. Thompson's kick is a fairly good spiraling kick to the 30. A fair catch called for at the 34. 35, and that is where Denver takes over 1st and 10 on their own 35. We'll be back at Mile High Stadium with the score. Seahawks 7, the Broncos 3. Right back in a minute. We're back at Mile High Stadium. Tony Ventrella with Gene Washington. Denver Broncos with a football. Number 7, John Elway, is in this football game, you can tell. And he's asking the crowd, hey, hold it down. I haven't done anything yet. Denver from their own 35-yard line. They've got a man in motion, Steve Watson. The handoff goes to Winder up the middle. There's Egloff, number 85. Now he's going back the other way. Back to throw, dropping straight back Elway. Cocks his arm, fires the pass. It's complete to Peros at the 30-yard line. Well, Gene, there was never a doubt that John Elway could throw the football.
And accurately.
Now we're sure.
Very accurate player, our quarterback. And if he's nervous, he's not showing it here. He gets the ball right in there on the money.
Parros with a catch, easily with a tackle. It is 1st and 10. Denver at their own 31-yard line. 2nd and 14. I'm a little off on the math. 2nd and 14. 7-3. Seahawks lead it. Parros in the backfield along with Preston. Elway the quarterback dropping straight back to throw. Protection is good. Pass is perfect. Complete at the 34-yard line to Preston. And back in the shotgun is John Elway on 3rd down and 8. Takes the snap. Looking right for Manning. Throws. He's got Upchurch at the 47-yard line. Complete. The pass was near perfect. Quarterback, who else? John Elway at the 45. Pitch out to Winder. He is breaking away from one tackler. Hit by another. Spins away. Finally, Dave Brown comes up and helps out. And he's back to throw to one of them. He's got some time. He throws over the middle. It is incomplete. 7-3. But Elway's throwing the football. Back to do it again. Looking to the right. He unloads one. It is down deep for Watson. He's got it at the 16-yard line. And the place goes crazy. Steve Watson.
Seattle's defense is confused. The players were trying to direct one another to go to different places. Steve Watson ran a corner pattern, went straight down, and Kenny easily had no help to the outside. A great throw by the quarterback. Terrific touch. Caught the Seahawks with their defensive backs confused and out of position. Net result is a long gain for Denver.
And the poise is unbelievable, Gene. The poise of number 7. Jeff Bryant gave him a pop after he threw that ball. And it's going to happen more. But, boy, what a pass. 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for Denver. They're on the move now. Elway with a pitch to Parros. Number 24 spins away but can't get away from Michael Jackson, who makes the tackle at the 19. Elway calling signals, checking over the defense, takes the snap. Back to throw. Looks to the right. Over the middle. Complete to Rick Upchurch. Upchurch at the 3-yard line. Boy, did he thread the needle. Another old cliche, but what a perfect pass to Rick Upchurch.
Joe Namath with good knees came back. A simple slant-in pattern to Rick Upchurch. When Elway wanted to throw the ball the first time, Upchurch was not open, held the ball, still had a quick enough release to get it back in there on the second thought. Not many players have that ability, have the arm strength to do that. John Elway does.
Elway trying to quiet down the crowd a little bit as they knock at the door. Denver on the 4. Elway with a handoff to Parros, number 24. He's hit him. No, that faked me out. That was Winder, who almost went into the end zone. I want to tell you, that was maybe not as good a fake as I thought, but they just scored.
Well, he gets it in here for 6 points. And as you would expect, these fans are up on their feet, cheering their newly arrived #1 draft choice, John Elway. Winder gets the ball in for the 6 points, but the guy who's responsible is number 7.
Here's his first extra point attempt. It is good, and it is 10-7 for Denver. Back deep, Johnson, number 27. On the far side of the field, looks like he's going to field it at about the 12. He's up to the 15, the 20, the 25, and he is roped down at about the 26-yard line. 7:45 to go, third quarter. Craig takes the snap. Looking to throw. Not enough time. He is hammered. He was hammered by Rulon Jones, number 75. Here's the Seahawk punt. Timmy White back to get it at the 30, and he is going to have some running room. To the 35. Tripped up at about the 38-yard line. So the Denver Broncos take over the football. 1st and 10 to the 38. Sampson wide right for Denver. Elway slips. Oh, he gets away from 3 would-be tacklers. He's running with the football. Elway gets down to the 46-yard line of the Seattle Seahawks. And I want to tell you, there were 3 guys that probably should have had him, Gene.
Seattle does a good job. They're coming with the blitz. You'll see Keith Butler. coming right into the middle on the blitz that allows as John Hardy chasing them, guys chasing down from the outside, but Elway is just a little too quick for a defensive lineman to catch him.
First preseason game for both teams. They're at the 49 of the Seattle Seahawks. Whistles immediately, flags down, the play doesn't even take place.
Elway's trying to get his shoe on. When he ran that last play and got knocked out of bounds, his shoe came off, the heel part of it.
We're going to take a timeout here with the score 10-7 Denver, 6:59. Okay, Wade Manning is wide left. Sampson to the right for the Denver Broncos as they move 3rd and 8 from the 45 of the Seahawks. Back to throw Elway. Good protection, comes up in the pocket, throws it. It's incomplete. 10 and 15-yard lines. Here is the punt. It's a squabbly one being fielded at the 27 by Johnson, and Johnson will run it up to about the 30, just short of the 30. Back to throw is 29 Jackson on the receiving end of a David Craig pass, but I think it hit the dirt first. Brings up a 4th down. Timmy White back deep for the Denver Broncos. And the punt by Bruce Thompson will be called fair, caught by White at the 30-yard line. So Denver takes over 1st and 10 of their own 30. Denver Bronco football, 3:20 to go. In the 3rd quarter, they're trying to increase their lead. Elway
up in the air, could be intercepted.
Intercepted John Harris. Harris at the 35 to the 30. And he is finally tackled actually at about the 32. John Harris with a nice play. Wade Manning making the grab on John Harris. Here's the play again, Gene.
This is one of those situations where the defensive drill comes in. You can see number 77, Jeff Bryant, sticks his hand up there, knocks the ball up in the air, and they practice this almost every day, those tip drills, and comes in handy. John Harris coming up with an interception, and he's a guy who's done that a few times. led the AFC a couple of years ago, I think, with about 10.
2 turnovers apiece. This one could be costly for the Broncos. David Craig moving the Seahawks 1st and 10 from the Denver 33. 3:09 to go, 3rd quarter. Craig back to throw. Got a couple receivers. Long pass. Castor reaches, can't quite get to it. 3rd and 8 from the 31. Craig in the shotgun. Back to throw. Couple of receivers out there. He's got one of them at the 20-yard line. The pass caught.
Charles Thomas.
By Charles Thomas again, yeah. Field goal attempt. David Hardy. The hold will be Jim Zorn. He tries it from about 32 yards away for the tie. Here's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is a good end-over-end boot. Looks pretty good. It is no good. That shows you what I know. It goes to the right side. From this angle, looked okay, but that doesn't count. John Elway is a quarterback that's looking fairly good in the football game now as he moves his team from the 20. The handoff of the backfield, Sammy Winder, who's got a touchdown to his credit tonight, goes up to the 25, a pickup of 5. The snap. Fake handoff, back to throw, has time, throws over the middle on the screen pass. He's got Preston. Preston slips once, slips again, and is finally tackled. John Elway is in at quarterback, has been throughout the 2nd half. Nathan Poole into the running back spot. Elway gives up the middle. And the gain here will be about a 3-yarder as they go in just short of the 35. Denver leads at 10-7. John Elway takes the snap, back, looking, has time, throws it out for Preston. He is hammered. Sam Merriman from Idaho. So Elway back in the shotgun, 3rd and 13 from the 30. He is back to throw. Shotgun gives him more time, and he's got plenty of it. Throws it out. It hits the ground once and should be ruled incomplete. It's the spiraling kick to about the 25, fielded at the 24, run up to the 30, the 35, and Johnson lost his footing at the 25-yard line. Wide left, number 13. David Craig, number 17, the quarterback, throws, and it is complete.
But it's going to be
Mike Tice on the reception.
It's going to be called back.
Dave Craig, the quarterback, fakes the handoff to Bryant, throws the pass. It is complete to Gary Peoples at the 39-yard line. Craig takes the snap. Got some time. He lets it go. It is complete to Byron Walker at the 45-yard line. 8:18 to go in the game. David Craig back to throw. Gets a rush, but gets away. Spins away again and again, but finally he is decked. from their own 43 with 7:43 to go. Dave Craig back to throw again. He's got a man open. He's got him. An on-the-knees catch down at the 49-yard line. And that was Cullen Bryant out of the backfield. But not enough.
They want to try to get Denver backed up, back against their own end zone. So if we get a good punt here and good coverage.
Timmy White back deep. Fair catches. Well, I guess he didn't fair catch because he got creamed. They got a man in motion. Elway with a pitch. It goes outside, and they will stop it. The defense worked, Gene. As you can see, back deep. Number 27, Johnson for the Seahawks, standing at his own 40. It's a spiraling kick that will come at about the 42. Fair catch is called. Dave Craig, the quarterback, he takes the snap, gets a good block, throws, it is complete over the middle. This time it's complete to Cullen Bryant inside the 50 at the 48. First down, it looks like. Craig back in the shotgun now in this big third down play. He's back to throw, looking. Oh, he gets hammered. Will not even get to put his hands on the football. It goes out of bounds at about the 20-yard line of Denver. 2-minute warning. 2nd and 7 for the Denver Broncos at their own 23-yard line. Chance for me to remind you about pretty exciting sports event and telecast on Sunday. Channel 5's first live hydroplane race coverage was way back in 1951. That's the year the Giants won the pennant over the Dodgers on Bobby Thompson's home run. But at any rate, a couple of black and white cameras for King 5 covered the hydros that year. This weekend, we will mount 10 color cameras on the course, on the shore, in the air, even on one of the boats itself to bring you the best hydro coverage you've ever seen. It starts at 11:30. Who caught a long pass from Elway in the third quarter that led to a touchdown. Elway is back to throw. Throws short. He's got Peros at the 25. Peros to the 26. Trying to run the clock down, too. They got a man in motion, Watson. Back to throw. Elway's got some time. He cocks his arm. He lets it go. He's got Watson. Watson with a completion at the 35-yard line. Finally hammered down by Ken Easley. 3rd and 3 with a half a minute left to go. And John Elway says, I'm going to sit on it, and that clock is going to keep going. So at this point, I think it's safe to say that the Broncos are going to go for a win. 10-7. The crowd is kind of got some mixed emotions. They like to win, but they like to see John throw the football. I guess Elway pretty much thinking, look, I'll throw it next week. Let's go home with 10-7. John Elway trotting off the field. The Seahawks and the Broncos trotting off the field. The clock counting down to 1. That's it. The final gun. The ball game is over. The Denver Broncos have beaten the Seattle Seahawks in the first game of this preseason 10-7. Gene and I will be back with a quick wrap-up right after this message.
Well, I think there are a couple of good things that you can pick out in this football game. Obviously, Kurt Warner, recovering from a bad start, running in for a touchdown, shedding a tackle. The other thing is a good play from a couple of other rookies, Merriman, the linebacker. But I think the poise that the team showed after Elway took his ball club down for that big score and they came back, the Seahawks were able to shut them down. They settled down as a football team. And poise means an awful lot. And that's one of the things that Knox wants to accomplish early in the preseason.
There was a touchdown scored tonight by Kurt Warner, number 28, a 4-yarder. An impressive one, too, since he was stopped almost at the line of scrimmage and then broke his way in there.